Yo, I'm trying to work,
So it wasn't about Bronny. Stephen A. Smith brutally rips into LeBron James over alleged leaked conversation with Richard Jefferson. ESPN Stephen A. Smith took the time to analyze what LeBron James said to his former teammate, Richard Jefferson, on Saturday, ahead of the LA Lakers game against the Boston Celtics. James approached Jefferson and explained why he confronted Smith during their Thursday game against the New York Knicks. Smith went viral after James confronted him about comments he made regarding his son, Bronny James. The analyst revealed on Friday's episode of First Take that the four-time champion wanted him to be more mindful of what he said about his son. Following that, leaked audio footage of James' conversation with Jefferson surfaced online. While the audio wasn't entirely clear, the video attempted to break down what he allegedly told the 2016 champion by reading his lips. Smith responded by stating, "So it wasn't about Bronny." He pointed out that he never intended to be critical of Bronny early in his career. The longtime analyst also said he agreed with Rich Paul, the CEO of Clutch Sports and the agent for both LeBron and Bronny. Paul previously stated that the Lakers' rookie should be presented in a better light. However, Smith also acknowledged that because Bronny James is LeBron James' son, his media portrayal differs from that of other rookies.
Jefferson, you saw the video. So when he sat up there and said, when I'm talking as a dad, right? That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'm tripping. I don't give a F. Once he talks about you I plead as a father, I can't. So it wasn't about Bronny. It was about him. Those are his words. Once he said, as a father, that was about him. Which was my point January 29th. It's been about you. I don't want to have a critical word about Bronny James at this stage of his career. And I completely agree with LeBron's agent and the head of Clutch Sports, Rich Paul. We don't always agree. As a matter of fact, most of the time we don't agree at all, but we talk and I respect the hell out of him. And he made very valid points. And I want to emphasize, Rich is just class. And I got a lot of love for Rich because he's decent at his core and he's going to call you and talk to you man to man. He would have never did what LeBron James did Thursday night. He never would have done that. But that's neither here nor there. But Rich Paul made a point that Bronny should be contextualized and presented better. I agree with him on that. There's plenty of dudes in the NBA and who have been in the NBA over the years that have been drafted in the second round who struggle initially before getting their bearings under them and ultimately elevating their level of play. He is absolutely right. The reason why it's different for Bronny as opposed to others is because he's LeBron James' son. The NIL deals, the 4-year, $8 million contract, all of these other things that come with it that doesn't happen for the average 55th pick overall in the second round of an NBA draft. The fact of the matter is that there's plenty of dudes that have come in the second round and it takes them a couple of years, in some cases longer, to get their bearings under them. He is absolutely right. But having said all of that, that again buffers my point. It was never about Bronny. I wouldn't do that to a kid. It was about his dad. And it wasn't about his dad even wanting him in the NBA. It's the things he said and the things he maneuvered and manipulated in order to get his son to wear the same uniform as him, which brought that attention. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I want to get into a conversation about me because of how some folks have been attacking me. Not over this, but using this as an excuse to accuse me of hating on the brothers. I'm sick of that shit. I'm not backing up from that anymore. I'm not taking it from people anymore. I'm not just a black man, I'm a brother. I'm not going to take this shit from people anymore. I'm going on Gilbert Arenas' podcast tomorrow. Gil's Arena. With Rashad McCants, with Kenyon Martin, Swaggy P, Nick Young and the crew. I can't wait. I can't wait for that conversation. I'm not taking this shit no more from people. I've had it with this. Because it's incidents like this that people try to piggyback off of. And they try to use it as an excuse to talk about me, hating on brothers. Me, the brother who is the ambassador for HBCU Week, that's generated millions in scholarship dollars for thousands of kids. Me, who's helped diversify ESPN with the opportunities as executive producer of First Take. Black folks, men and women period, white as well, any minority you can find. Me, who has worked in this business for 30 years. Think about what I know. Think about what I've seen. Think about how much incriminating stuff that I could say. Think about how many incriminating facts I have. And I'm talking about the game. But literally, these brothers act like if this were boxing and a black dude knocked another black dude out, and I talked about the black dude that got knocked out, it's black on black crime. But the brother that knocked him out, you just gonna ignore the praise I gave him. Gervonta Davis fights Lamont Roach last week. It was a majority draw. Because he took a knee, if the ref had counted that, Gervonta Davis should have lost the fight. Me saying that means I'm hating on a brother? What the hell has this world come to? But this is the stuff that I'm being subjected to. I'm not taking it anymore. I'm not taking it anymore. I see players, I ain't gonna even mention their names right now. I got plenty of time to do that. But LeBron is one of them. A week before he confronted me, remember he said, why should somebody be the face of the league? Well, all these dudes do is go on the air in the mornings and shit on players. He was talking about me. Why? Because I got you number 2 all time? I think LeBron James is the greatest player in the history of man outside of Michael Jordan. I don't have him as number 1. Great father, great husband, great actor, great businessman, great family man, great philanthropist, great producer. What haven't I said? 4-time champion, 4-time league MVP. All-time leading scorer in NBA history right now. Surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. What have I not said? Come on, man. But they've been talking. These players, some of them, not most, not all, but a few. You know what they've been trying to do, right? In my opinion, what they've been trying to do is accuse me of selling out for the purposes of making it difficult for me to walk the streets as a black man amongst my peoples. Treating me like I'm not down. And I got to come on here on a public platform and speak about the challenges and the trials and tribulations that I have had to endure to help us. just because I'm critiquing your game. And too many of y'all have allowed them to get away with it. That's the real story here. Because LeBron told Richard Jefferson, and by virtue of doing that, told all of y'all, it wasn't about his son. It was about him. Because I said, as a father. But you're going to forget the quotes you gave. You're going to forget how you were bloviating about him. You're going to forget the fact that I said before he ever played the game, don't do that because you're bringing more attention on him, which means he's going to be more heavily scrutinized. And then you're going to get mad at us for pointing out what you were saying. But we forget that. We forget that. Maybe, just maybe, y'all tired of listening to me. I got somebody I want.